See, now look how hard it was for you, and all you had to do was click a fucking invite. I've got 4 things here wired together, and I'm pretty sure none of them are fucking working correctly.
Yeah,
Like,
that's usually how it works out the first time you try to do things.
gonna do all this shit, and something's gonna be wrong. Audio's gonna be garbage. Something didn't record. Something won't transfer. You'll see. Now, I've never done this here, but how do people go about? Where do we see commenting on this? Does it just scroll up from the bottom? Well,
live chat, I guess it would just show. I would
okay.
assume.
There's nobody right now but us anyways. So
How
hopefully, if somebody sees it, please type something in so I know that that's working.
How'd you block your camera or turn it off?
I just have manual slides on my case for my camera. If you don't have
I
that,
don't-
you can put a sticker or anything. But let me ask you this: on your end, does it say Caveman down the screen and have the podcast audio only thing?
No, not on my end, no.
What does it show on you?
My bottom screen shows me, you're on the top of my phone, and then on the bottom it says, be the first to comment on this video. I have write comment, share it. If I scroll over, I can do voice or send emojis, and then on the bottom of that, I got live chat or your replies.
Okay, so stickers cannot be added. Stickers cannot be added when you have guests. So I guess it will not allow for stickers or because I had the overlay saying that it was a podcast and that it had the full screen, but I guess you can't have that when there's guests. So that would be something I'd probably have to do separately and then call up. But I'm not going to go through all that shit.
Well, I just shared this on my page too. I don't know if who or what, but
I think it's only set to viewable to my friends list. I should have put it as public. Of course, that might be a mistake too because I hate the general public.
yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it.
I wish I could have added text to this though, but let me just go ahead and put in the comments. Maybe somebody will at least know what the hell it is. Because right now it's I don't know. It looks, but anyways, let's first
Well, it
episode.
just came up. It goes Caveman Chronicles podcast audio.
Yeah, that was me typing the comment, but I actually had the display up there. So Caveman Chronicles first episode. They're going to be about 30 minutes. There's no set topic for this because, all right, hey, we got Tom. Yeah, Tom, if you're listening, there is gray on the screen. Now, hear me out here. We had the overlay for podcast audio only. There was no video. It's an audio recording going to both YouTube and eventually Spotify. But apparently, I cannot have text or screen overlays or anything when I have guests on Facebook Live. I didn't realize that when I started, so it's going to be gray. It's going to be audio only, but eventually it will be in its intended format in fucking YouTube and Spotify.
Like
So
you said, we're all new. We're both new to this, so as we keep doing it, if it generates, we'll have better quality stuff coming in. Figuring out how to do things.
I know it's. And once this is done, once I record the video with the overlay or the live, I can repost it as a video. Like this can pretty much just be for, our use. It doesn't really matter. I'm tethered here and recording separately as well, which I assume is working correctly, but, probably not. But like I said, first episode, Caveman Chronicles. No topics. So going into these 30-minute podcasts where people can write in or request to join the call as well, which would be cool temporarily. What do you think a good, because it's listed under variety podcast. There's no set thing because there's too many fucking things that we talk about. But what do you think for like topics? Like
Well,
topics.
I personally think there's too many people out there with one specific generic topic. I think we should do, well, right now, of course, it's going to be us, but we should, as it goes, see what the public want, like have them, and then each week, whatever requested the most, have a vote. That's the podcast that we do that, whether it's cryptozoology, cemeteries, food. I mean, you can go basically anything if you want. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that.
Now, I'll tell you what, I know one thing the public loves to bitch about is politics, which I'm fucking tired.
I'm not, I don't know. When it comes to politics, like I said, I love my country. I say it all the time. I love it. Our government, that's a whole different story, but I love my country.
I don't even know if we need to get into it. I'm sure people will join and, bitch about that at some point. Maybe since we can't do any, maybe I'll turn my audio on here. I've got some crap set up. So it's just
we have another comment too.
Let me see here. ORES. Where's I'm assuming this stands for something. Are you still there, Tom? I don't know. It looks like one viewing, but I'm assuming that's you. Let me try something. Well, I could do this. Now, can you see my audio? My video, I mean?
You're just oh, okay.
What, you can't see it?
You're a black screen on mine on the top, just like I'm a black screen on the bottom.
No, I don't know why that would be, because it's saying on my end that the cam. All right.
You said you had a slide over your camera.
Okay, never mind. Tom said yes, but blurry. So you need to turn on your thing, Chris, or something. Not your camera. You don't have to have on, but I mean you. I don't know why my screen is blurry. I mean, originally it wasn't intended.
Sarah Kelly just joined too.
What's that?
Sarah Kelly just joined. I'm here laughing out loud.
Hey, Sarah. Bear with us. It was supposed to be yeah, I know, but everything's coming in blurry. Let me while you're here, I'll just explain it to you. Well, here, since it's not going to work anyways, we'll go back to the video off, because it said on the screen, and I'm going to fix that, but just give me a moment. It said on the original, when we went live, it said that it was audio only and it was being recorded for the podcast that's going to go onto YouTube and Spotify. Apparently, when you have other people within a call, you cannot have text or overlays or images or anything on the screen. So it would be us, which I don't need the video. I'm using a static image and overlaying the audio for a podcast on different oh shit, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, different platforms. But as far as this, yeah, this Facebook drives me nuts to begin with. I'm gonna push some buttons.
Yeah, you never really liked it anyways. You're always off and on it.
I know. Well, there's something. There's a topic, and I hate social media. For one, it's antisocial.
Yeah.
Right? You want to talk to somebody, do what I do. Like I call you on the fucking telephone like we used to do 20 years ago.
We still do that. Me and you are stuck back in that day. You want to FaceTime, go over, and oh man. It was Bruce Lee flicks and JD every weekend.
Yeah, but you know, back to the present. I'm saying, like, take my wife for example. She wants to deal with something. It takes 5 hours and 300 emails. I just want to fucking walk down there, tell whoever I'm talking to what I want, shake their hand, and I'm fucking
Walk
done.
away. Get it done and over.
15 minutes taken care of. Okay, that's how I handle business. I don't like
A
making
lot
shit.
of these things they say, these mechanics, they take care of different things a lot faster and this and that. And to be honest with you, it really doesn't.
Let me work on this.
Like, take deliveries and stuff. You're going to, instead of getting off the couch, going and doing, and I understand during the winter, whatever, if you want.
Maybe it's focal distance that's the problem.
But
I didn't set it up over in my little office space where I have all the photography shit, because it's just a mound of photography shit. I kind of winged this, and I'm like, okay, I'll utilize the table, which I also have covered in photography shit. You know, apparently that's a theme in my life. But I don't know. I guess that's wonderful, huh? Does everybody like that? Whatever. Since I'm only using the audio only, but that, you know, at least it's showing us something. Seeing a laptop. Well, I hope you're not seeing my search history, Tom. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. Who cares? There's nothing too interesting. Don't search for certain things, or they'll send government agencies after you. But that's another
topic right there.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm talking political shit. Let's not get off the rail.
I mean, that's political, but if you go into that, you can go into conspiracy theories. I mean, it's political, but it's not. It's, you know, a lot of people definitely have shit to say, alien shit like that. There's a variety of ways you can go about that.
Hold on, we have another comment here. I'm going to work on this focus thing. Give me 1 second. You can look at my blurry whatever. After Tom laughing here, we have, I use delivery because we suffer from the only one car problem. You know, I feel well, as you know, or as you might not know, between being a basic ass photographer, I also deliver food. So,
well, where I was going with that before, where I was going with that was there are certain people who need it and this and that. But if you think about it, like, you're paying double the price for the same food you're going to go if you just go there and get it. And I understand there's, you know, it helps in a lot of ways. It really does. But I guess what I'm saying is people take it to a big level that probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
I mean, if you walk down the street and get it, you know what I mean?
I can see where if you have the money and it doesn't matter, whatever. I mean, that just makes me money. But if you're not able to, I can see, like, one thing that I deliver a lot of is like people's medications and shit they can't get to.
Yeah. Which is understood. Yeah, I get that. That's, I'm not saying there aren't exceptions. We have another comment. I'm sure I'm already on the list.
Yeah,
I'm sure we probably are too.
That was from Tom. Tom, speak politically here. Oh boy, Wendy's on. Hi, Wendy. Don't worry, I'm keeping a upstanding public image with this. The video is nothing for anybody that's watching. There should just be a screen overlay. It was going to be audio only, but apparently you can't do a screen overlay with a Facebook call. So this is, you're looking at nothing, and it should have been audio only, which will eventually be transferred to a podcast on YouTube and eventually Spotify. So this is just testing the waters. I don't even know if it's working. Like I was telling,
I'm definitely on the watch list.
I think all of us, if we're talking politically, probably there's a handful of words that you type that are just going to put you within the sights of somebody, regardless of what side. Like, nobody cares. I go online and I can't tell you how many people I piss off, and I'm not trying to, but because I don't side with, Nazi psychopaths, and I don't think you should have pink hair and firearms and try kicking cop cars. Since I'm someplace in the middle with the normal people, nobody fucking likes me because I'm not an extremist one way or the other. And it's...
You always called yourself a minimalist.
Yeah, well, that's different. That's my way. We'll
I
talk about
know.
that's a way of living, like, which is
Yeah.
whereas my wife. Now I don't know how it is with you and Cass, but like Joe likes to collect everything. She's like living with a river otter, little piles of magic everywhere. Me, I can put everything that I give a shit about in 2 book bags and disappear. I've always been that way. Uh, I'm gonna die, and I don't want to bring a bunch of shit with me. And I sure as hell don't want to give it to anybody else. I don't need to give it to my son. He's already got more than I do. Kid's got vehicles and a stack of $100 bills in his safe next to his guns.
Oh, my nephew is just he's out of control.
He,
He's
he's a
another story.
that's
He's
a
great.
whole another topic. That kid went off the. I love him. It's crazy.
Oh, I do too. He's nuts.
But
He got bigger than you too.
well,
Jesus.
all right, we're gonna go down the path where we're talking about, hey, oh, Ken Short. I get it. I'm gonna die soon
No,
anyway.
I never.
Who gives a
Hey,
shit?
I mean, if you want to open that bridge, we could go there.
Well,
But
I don't give a shit.
I had a question for who basically ever is listening right now. What would be some topics? Well, I mean, there should be a couple. I mean, but what would you guys like to hear? Give us some things that you guys don't hear much about. I mean, it's basically almost the same stuff on YouTube. Give us something unique that you guys would like to talk about or hear us talk about and chime in and get our thoughts on. That would be cool. I mean, I like YouTube. I watch all the, but it's almost like,
Hey,
I
at
you know.
what long-winded Chris is trying to say is future topics for podcasts, since this one does not have any.
Well, it is the only intro, and to be honest with you, we still haven't really very much introduced ourselves either.
Well, most people know me, and the
Well,
people
me
that don't
too,
know
but
me, but we'll get around to what does Sarah have to say? Or lost so many people I love, I tend to hang on to things that remind me of them. Also, the river otter is my spirit animal. Okay, well, that probably resonates with most women. But I understand the hanging on to thing part. Like I have a lot of little keepsakes in my safe from people,
oh
but
yeah, little
I tend,
memory, yeah, I get it.
I do
Like,
that with my photography and passing down stories and stuff. I don't know. We all have a different way to do that.
we all have different ways of living giving our legacy or trying to leave some kind of legacy regardless of what it is. Like mine's cooking. I might not be famous, get rich, this or that, but I cook for a lot of people who go out for birthdays. I might miss a lot, but I create a lot of good memories through my food, and that food is what they're going to remember. They might not remember me, but I am the one that cooked that food to let them, that good memory. It feels good.
You know what else feels good, Chris?
Oh God,
A,
here we go.
a $600 phone that can't focus on a fucking image that's a foot and a half away. Like there's no macro setting, there's nothing. It's like, okay, it's blurry unless it's, like if I pan up to the pictures on the wall, let's take a look here. Oh boy, Ken's got pictures. Wow.
Yeah,
They're in
I love
focus.
sharing my food. Yeah, we call that food porn. I love doing that on my site too. It's great, and I do a lot of unique things. Uh, Peanut butter and pickle. If you ever heard of it,
Well,
Ken's never really. He thought it was weird at first. I got him to try it, and now he can't get enough of it.
it is good, but I will say something like that. Like I've seen Tom's food, which
Mhm.
by the way, Tom, absolutely fucking delicious. All right.
I'll have
Tom
to
is
check that out.
I'm saying Chris makes some great shit too, but like we're talking about something else that Chris makes is like concoctions that you might not have heard of, like peanut butter and pickle. It's not like a slop sandwich. This shit's actually really good. You can get kind of gourmet with it.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm saying,
toast it. I get it. And you actually had a good idea the other night about with it. Add if you get the right cheese, because pickle and cheese, especially a nice sharp cheddar, goes well with pickles. And peanut butter goes well with pickles. So yeah, I think you're right. If you find the right cheese and the right melting consistency for the cheese, and you toast the peanut butter and pickle with cheese, I think you can get a good combination. As weird as it sounds,
we
I
got
think that'd be amazing.
That's what I was saying too with the cheddar thing.
That's what
Mine
he
was
said, cheddar.
what was that extra sharp white that cheddar blend that I love? Oh, you got to help me with this. It's maybe it's not a blend, maybe it's a brand. But I think it's an American cheddar blend. It's a white extra sharp. I don't know.
I
It
don't
may
know.
come to me. But hey, you know what? I put food down as a topic. Cheddar and apples.
Cheddar and
Yes.
apple. Everybody does
Yeah.
cheddar or does Swiss and apple, but very rarely do I see cheddar. And yeah, that's really
Well,
good.
I can say that I've heard of cheddar and apple. I can't imagine Swiss and apple. That sounds
No, a
fucking
lot of people
horrendous.
do. Yeah, well, maybe cheddar. I've heard. Maybe it was the opposite, but either way, I'm
Cap.
not really a Swiss person, anyways, unless it's melted on a good Reuben.
Now we have two other cheeses here. The first one, Tom, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I don't know what the hell it is. The Cabot, yeah, that's a good cheese. Not what I'm thinking of. I'm assuming that's Tillamook, which I'm probably wrong. What the
I think you're right
Dublin
about the cheddar, though.
Dublin is that like an Irish punk band or something? Because that sounds good. I could probably fucking rage out to that. The Dublineers.
That
St.
sounds.
Patrick's Day?
That definitely sounds. What I would love to see what kind of taste that would be. What kind of cheese?
Here I might.
It
No,
is an Irish cheese. Oh, that'd be good for you.
what's that?
Irish cheese.
Okay, well look, my smart ass remark made me half right. Looking at
Yeah.
Dublin, yeah, Dublinier Irish cheese. I'm gonna try that, Tom. You know what? I'm gonna write that shit down because
Yeah, for real. I
I'm
love
gonna
trying
forget
new
it.
stuff.
Dublinier. Oh, somebody else. Sarah has shown Dublinier is the best. Irish to the. Where's the rest of the Irish to the color over here? Okay, I
But
got you.
definitely, guys, do that peanut butter and pickle and try the cheese. Everybody do their different thing. Give us a call in on your opinions. We would love to see experiments come in too.
That's one thing I want to do for. I want to continue to do this for the audio portion, but since I can't do an overlay, I have to figure out some sort of static backdrop, and this is my fault that I set it up on my kitchen table. I'm gonna have
Well, once
to
you get
actually.
there, I would like, because I think I could set a background for me instead of looking at my house, or I need to get my fucking chill room set up in the attic.
Well, I have. I can show you here probably. I don't know if anybody, but if you look over here, right behind me, it doesn't zoom in, but that's my little office desk thing there below my painting.
Yeah, like I said, I still can't see you. It's still just black.
Well, I don't. That's you need to fix your screen because everybody else can see it apparently. But
Well,
that's my.
yeah, even if I move my blockage on
Oh, wait
my
a minute, wait a minute. My camera just came in focus. What the? Okay, I guess it just had to refocus. So once I showed you my little office in the corner, which has like 30 lenses laid out all over it because I'm getting the equipment all cleaned up for the festival season. That's another topic. I don't know how interested anybody is in photography. I know Tom is. He does a deal of photography. I think mostly cell phone stuff, right, Tom? You do like with the iPhone, which is very nice. I mean, everything has its application. Sarah, that's in here, she does or has done photography. If you're looking at the weird shit in the picture in the background here, that's actually a lens that I made. It's a pinhole lens out of a Diet Mountain Dew can because I thought my son would find that funny because he's a hillbilly. Hillbillies love Mountain Dew. There's a stereotype. And the other can and the cardboard roll, that's also camera lenses that I made. It's not because I'm, like chronically poor or something. I have lenses worth hundreds, thousands of dollars. That's not one of them. That's $1.29 or something for a can of Mountain Dew. But I'm gonna stop rambling. What else do we got here? Tom's been picking up the. All right, Tom. What camera have you picked up? The Kodak that I sold you years ago, which I still apologize for. I hated that camera. It works as it should, and I hope you found some use for it. It was my wife's, but it's not something that I could ever get to function the way I wanted it to. Beautiful zoom, Chris here does a little photography. He does use it.
Yeah, but nothing like what you guys would do.
Sarah does. She's got all types. Looking back in the 35 millimeter. Okay. Yeah, we were talking about that. I said that I could probably fix that camera for you. I've got all the tools here. I've actually torn apart quite a few cameras and put them back together.
Yeah, see, I'm not tech savvy at all. I'm not. I have one skill, and that's with food.
I'm not tech savvy either. Mechanically, I'm great. I can tear anything apart, and put it back together, change out pieces, cars, cameras. But when it comes to like software, like the computer, the wife's trying to get me to do everything through, I don't know, Windows BS or whatever it is. I fucking hate it. From the moment I first touched Windows 20 years ago until now, I think it's an absolute pile of shit. Like Android came out with something that's so simple. Like now they got the Google Chromebook or something. John has one of those. It's easy. You can actually hit the button and it does what the fuck the button says. And that's mind blowing, right? Crazy.
It actually does what it says.
Yeah, but not with Windows. I click on. No, I'm not gonna. Okay, yeah, I am gonna be me. I click on anything, a camera advertisement. Oh, are you looking for a single Asian? Like, nope, nope. And then, oh, Ken, that means you've looked it up before. No, I haven't. Maybe I've stared at the wrong picture too long on Instagram and it took that wrong. But I am human. But no, not in my search history. Somebody Windows 11 for photo editing. Well, that's all you, sir. No, I can't. I use Lightroom. No, I use Lightroom Mobile Pro. To be honest, I can't even use the Lightroom on the desktop. I tried it initially for my photography. Absolutely hate it. But I'm also a minimalist with editing. Like I don't like over edited, over saturated. Like straighten the image, crop the image.
You want the full raw image. That's what makes it, in a sense. Like you want to straighten it up and clean it up, but you don't want to make it.
Yeah, I mean, raw files are flat. Any raw file has to be edited, but that's no different than you're editing it to make it look as it looked when you took it. That's objective photography.
Yeah.
Now there is a place for subjective. Like the people are like Joe does that. Her images are all like these like dreamy, like fever dream looking images, and I think they're beautiful. Here's the thing: you can think somebody else's work of any sort, painting, photography, cooking. You can think that it looks absolutely beautiful, but it's nothing that you would ever fucking do because it doesn't fit like what you are into, but still appreciate somebody else's that's completely different.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay, see everybody, you see where I'm coming with that. I think we've only got the four of us here. What, Chris, does it show you how many people are viewing?
It shows me only one.
Yeah, it shows me one too, so I don't know how that, like, what does that mean?
Usually what happens is when you click on the live stream, it'll show that the person's actually watching it. Now, they could be just watching it from the news feed, which will not show them actually watching it. They have to click on it and make the image bigger, and then that's when you see them actually viewing it, I believe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Click into the... I don't know. Is anybody that's in here... like, Sarah, you're still on, I think.
Is anybody full screen in here?
Yeah, have you clicked on the live feed? Anybody that's viewing this? This is good. This is kind of showing me how this works. I may not even go forward with Facebook, but the reason I did it is because I thought maybe it would generate some views, even though we're just using the audio.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom says it says 2 over there. I don't know, Tom. I guess it's just Facebook being Facebook.
I started out in the live stream and then made the image bigger.
So it should. Chris is a part of the call. I don't know. It should say 3. If I'm hosting, there's an additional 3. Because you count. So I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're not going to use the video anyways. So I mean, obviously, I'm not going to use a video of my favorite Halloween candle and a fucking lens made out of a Mountain Dew can.
No, you'll have an altar in the background or some shit.
No, let me tell you, the static image for the audio that's paired with it is going to be, it's going to, say Tom's got 2 hosts, 2 viewers, so that's right on his end. It's going to be nice. It's going to be like a yellow screen. It's going to say Caveman Chronicles, the episode, what it's about, and then it's going to have a static image of me to the right, like it's kind of not a cartoon, but it's one
So
of
are
those.
we? Are you or are we? Should I say? Because I don't know if you're expecting me a co-host, which is great. I would love to do it. Is this going to be like a once a week, a once a day thing?
I
What do
kind of feel,
you?
I kind of feel like you're asking me if we're in a relationship.
No, not really. Not
Am I
really.
part of it? Like, yeah, yeah. I
Two
mean,
hosts, two views.
you don't necessarily have to be there all the time if your schedule is going to be.
Yes, I understand that.
But
So I'm
the
just
thing is,
yeah.
it doesn't matter when this is recorded. Like we're doing audio now, so it doesn't matter when this is recorded, as long as I upload it at consistent intervals. I think that's
Okay.
what tickles the fucking algorithm. So I don't know
Yeah.
what asshole runs YouTube. Probably somebody similar to the one that runs Facebook. Um, a software package essentially.
Yeah.
As long as you upload consistently, I guess you get views. I don't know, but this is a
Well,
good
I
way
would
to
love
do
to do
that.
this with you at least once a week. That would be cool. I could get down with this. It'll give me time, some downtime away from everybody too.
I'd like to have other guests call in periodically or
Well,
join.
once we get started and it gets out there, I mean, you can't expect you to go on the first time and have over 100,000 views.
I don't know if you knew this about me, Chris, but I'm a man of very little patience.
Well, yeah, I understand that, and I'm sure
It's
you'll
always
get there
like,
faster than everybody else, but it's still, you're not going to get there in a day, no matter
sound like
how hard you try.
sound like my wife.
Great.
You gotta have
Yeah.
patience. Good things
Yeah.
come to the way. Yeah.
Great. We're soulmates. Souls don't have a gender, so it's fine.
I mean, whatever. And that's a topic for I like I don't mind topics that are gonna like piss off the
I was
mass.
just playing around, but yes, I agree with you.
No,
These are
but I'm saying if once we go public on this and people that aren't my friends, like there's a lot of people that don't like me. That's hard to believe, but they're out there. I'm sure they're gonna call in with all sorts of stuff. The political bullshit, and then you're
yeah.
gonna the religious nut jobs. And no offense to
We're gonna
anybody's.
have to be careful on those two things, on those two topics, at least a little bit, I guess. I don't know.
Careful's not really my thing. I'm usually the kind of guy to just give out my address because I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should be more responsible. I am like, what am I now? 44? 45? I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
born in
45.
January
I'm
81.
45, so you got to be at least 44, 45. I think I'm a year
Yeah,
older than you.
45. Your birthday is December, so I turned 45 the January after you. That's old. I don't know how old you guys are, but that's fucking old. I'm like almost 50. All
Oh,
right.
that's the new 25 nowadays, Ken. We're
Oh,
good.
yeah. That sounds nice, but the time frame in which you live hasn't changed, so it doesn't matter if it's the new 20. So what are we now expected to live until like 35 by your math?
Well, I mean, if you go looking at some of the, Chinese, Japanese, all them, their major diets rice and fish. Not picking on them, but their
So
meats are consistent, and their portions are like they eat more veggies than they do protein, and they're living to be 130 years old. That's where I'm going with this. I'm
so
not big. I'm just saying, like,
two things on that. I see that all of us here are 45 and 147. Yeah, you're right about other cultures, Chris. They eat better than us. That's judging by the fact that I'm 45, fat and diabetic.
well, let's get this straight. I'm not saying eating better than us as in quality and this and that, but
No,
their
that too.
portion wise and their health aspect is, sometimes I'd rather eat a potato that's covered in dirt in the ground than something in the grocery store.
Well, you're right about that, but there's a great topic for future things. Now, here's a little political stuff. This, let it radiate, let it fester. Here we
I'll
go.
let you do the start
Okay.
there.
We had our last Secretary of Health before this guy. This is going to be brief, and I'm not going to go. I'm just saying. Okay, this was a guy that wore a skirt that was very obese, and he was in charge of the health of the country. Now, do I give a shit that the guy was gay? Not at all. I don't give a
No.
fuck. I like my own junk. I can see where somebody else might. Anyways, but a pair of pants for the job would have been nice, just because, well, that's what you wear to the job. And being more so, the more important thing, if you're in charge of the health of the country, a prerequisite should be that you probably should not be obese. Now on to the next guy. I don't know what his credentials were, so I can't say anything to that. And then you have the current guy, who's a complete fucking nut job, in my opinion. Sorry, our RFK Jr. or whatever. He's in good shape, but I think he's eating like the blue toilet bowl cubes. There's all these memes, so you never know what's real. He chopped the dolphin's head off, and something about his minivan runs on foreskin. I don't fucking know. I'm not getting into any of this. I'm sorry, people. It's not political. The whole
As you can tell, guys, I'm not commenting on this one. This is his rant and rave.
The whole thing is that I should not be giving health advice because I'm old, fat, diabetic. Okay,
a lot of people shouldn't. They tell you at the hospital not to smoke, but half of the fucking doctors and shit smoke. They tell you not to eat this, but you see them.
I'm vaping a peach gummy right now. Can I say that on Facebook that I'm using a vape, or is that a violation?
No, I don't think that's a violation. I mean, weed is legal, I guess, in a lot of states. I don't even know if that, so we might get that.
You use your ears here, co-host. Hold on. We're going to cut us both short because we have someone here saying also a heroin addict. Now I'm like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy with it.
Yeah.
Who are we referring to? Orange mint. Oh, Tom's got orange mint. Not bad. Not bad. Curious on the heroin addict. See, now, because I have to relay the audio to people listening, one of our listeners, Tom, has said that one of the aforementioned individuals, probably RFK or the obese guy in the skirt, was a heroin addict. RFK Jr. Okay.
RFK Jr.
Well, I can't confirm nor deny, but I'm not baffled. There is nothing. Watching the news every day, there is nothing that you could say that would fucking blow anybody's mind.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Well, you know what's funny? A lot of people say, oh, it's just getting worse. It's just getting worse. Yes, I agree it could be getting worse or it is getting worse, but a lot of it is our news is coming to us a lot faster than what it did back in the day. So what we found out back in our day, we found out through a newspaper, and it happened 2 or 3 days ago. Now we can get it as it happens. So now we're seeing more and more. So I don't think we're getting worse. I think we're starting to see what actually is going on everywhere. Right. Or what has been going on.
You're correct. I mean, we have instantaneous, as it happens, news in our face nonstop. Nobody has to wait for little Billy the shoe shine boy to bring his fucking paper box around every Wednesday on the wagon. It's different now.
All you got to do is look it up. You want to know it? Look it up. They'll have something live on YouTube or wherever.
Okay, looks like a bunch of people are not really fans of RFK. Okay, for people that think that I try to come off as brilliant when I'm saying shit, I'm not. I will openly admit that I am a fucking idiot, okay? I voted for Trump, okay? So I'm an idiot.
Yeah, we're not the smartest peanut in the turd there, guys, but...
RFK, I thought he would have been a better choice than Trump in the beginning. I had no fucking idea this was happening. Okay, here we go. Off topic. Tom says, off topic. A friend of mine just asked if anyone probably that he knows could touch up a logo. Sustainable farm here. I know, Sarah. Forgive me, for I have sinned.
Yeah, I read that. Like I said, I'm not.
I can't. Sarah says ew, probably in response to the Trump thing.
Yeah,
I
oh
was
yeah.
two things. Two things. First, I'll go from last to whatever. Touch up a logo. I mean, I don't know. That's something that you're gonna do, or you're asking if I could do. Either way, you can write me when we're off of this. And
She was asking if we knew anybody or if one of us could do it.
I mean, I do.
Go ahead.
What's? I was gonna say I do. Minor like digital art and stuff for covers. I can, but we'll cover that. I'm sure I can help you get it done if that's something that you can't find someone.
I was going to say, if you could rather do it, I know somebody will do it, but it's probably going to cost a little bit.
Get out of here. I can do it in probably 5 minutes. I would even, yeah, get a hold of me, Tom.
This kid has done art he worked with me at Cosmos. He's done art for like fish and shit, and like the band Fish and shit like that. So
I don't have any heroes, Chris.
no, I'm not saying I have heroes. I'm just answering the question. That's all I'm doing.
I do my own stunts. You know what I'm saying?
But Sarah says she forgives you too.
Thank you. But let me go into that a little bit, because like I was saying, I was a Republican all of my life, from a fiscal point of view, not so much from the social aspect. I know they're, a little too conservative for me, but at least financially.
Yes, Cosmos and JC, Sarah.
All right, so that was, Chris worked at Cosmos, and that's what Sarah had inquired about. But yeah, I'll digress on the stupid.
My nickname was Butters. Sorry, Ken, go.
No,
that's how you know me as.
Should I still put you down on the old podcast as Butters?
Sure, why not, man? I mean, a lot of the new people know me as Squirrel too. So I mean, whatever you want to do with that. Because if I'm walking down the street, I hear Butters, I know it's from back in the day. If I hear Squirrel, I know it's from now.
It doesn't matter. I mean, whatever you.
Butters is what I'm known as for the most part.
That's because our co-host Chris here is a tweaker, so that's why I call him Butters. Butters is always tweaking. No, Chris is a tweaker. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, Brian. I invested in it with him. Carry out wise, it was definitely. It was an interesting time. It was an interesting time. A lot of fun. Wouldn't change it, but it was hell trying to get out of everything that happened. But I got there, and actually Ken was with me the whole time also. So,
that could be its own topic right there. I know Chris had invested 5 figures and then got fucked out of the deal somehow. But I don't know how into the story, that could be a whole.
I don't go into it. It was a lot of on both ends, and
so at some point,
I was 25. I saw owning my own restaurant, and I saw gold instead of how hard I would have to actually work. I was young, dumb, and stupid at the time. Now that I'm older, honestly, I wouldn't do it again, but if I do, me and Ken actually talked about this. I was thinking a food cart or a food truck. That if I ever invest in anything again, it would definitely be a food truck. I think that would.
I remember we did our joint college thesis on
Pineapple Bar and Grill.
Well, yeah, it was the. I think we just put it under the Pineapple Grill.
Or something like that, yeah.
Pineapple being the universal symbol of hospitality, blah blah.
Yeah, we even had a real menu set out and everything for it too.
Oh, well, here we go. We're hitting close to home again. Sarah's husband is a professional chef.
It's not an easy. I give it to him. It's not.
I love cooking, but doing it professionally again is not something that I mean, I went back to a decent package for a while and decided it wasn't for me. Physically and mentally, I'm not the guy that I was.
Yeah, and that's what happens is it changes and busts a lot of dreams and goals, and that's what you can't let it do. And I'm not saying you wouldn't be able, I know you just didn't want to do it. Like I know you could do it, but I got out of it for about 5 years. I ended up working at Christmas tree shop because I lost a lot of just passion, I should say, for it because of a lot of shit that went down. And then afterwards, I had this one guy, because I was talking about food. He goes, "Yeah, but you're not a chef anymore." And you know what? Once a chef, always a chef. But when you're out of that kitchen, and for those 5 years, I really did miss it. I miss the heat. I miss the stress. I miss the pressure. I miss the fast pace. I miss the family oriented shit that it's whenever I'm out, it's like as much as I want to get out, I get called back in. And I only left once.
Right, and so not to interrupt you, but Chris is still currently cooking. You can say where if you want, Chris, but then I want to get into something here. So if you want to
I at the Village Diner. It's definitely a good little place in JC. Breakfast and lunch. We're known for a lot of our foods
all
and
right,
stuff like that. So
there's
you
your
can look it up
commercial.
by yourself if you want. But yeah, it's called the Village Diner in JC on Floral Ave.
Well, I want to get one thing here. Tom is saying that he worked at MJ's. Now I have a question about that, Tom. I noticed that MJ's is habitually hiring on what is that? Indeed. Like they never stop hiring. Now obviously the building hasn't gotten any bigger, so I don't know if you can say this or not, but if you want to, you can just plead the fifth. It doesn't matter. But is there like a massive turnover rate for some reason in that place? Well, I'll take the laughter as I'm on to something, but
Yeah.
there seems to be a massive turnover rate.
Turnover.
Yeah,
Going through employees fast.
right. Yeah, I know. That's why I was asking him that.
Yeah. I think he's asking turnover as I don't know. There's no question mark.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, turnover as in this will be public. Well, yeah, this is public, so that's why I
That's
said you
why
want
he
to just.
gave you the choice. You should DM him if you want to. It don't
I
matter.
mean, you can just put fifth on there. You can plead the fifth.
And
Not
that's
to
what he said. Yeah.
okay. Well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, if they're hiring students,
Okay.
BU students, hold on. If they're hiring students, BU students have to come and go with the semesters and whatnot. A lot of them
Yeah.
leave the area during breaks and so. But I've eaten there at MJ's, and even though I left a so-so review, I mean, I will say the food is good. It's a little fucking peculiar and a little too swanky for my liking. But it's the food's nice, and they don't
It's a
need
great
my
place to work.
yeah, it might be, and like they don't need my blessing. They're probably making hand over fist. And who the fuck am I? I'm just some fat guy that's very opinionated. So I no seriously, like I'm no
I know, but
that's just my opinion on. But it's nice. It's a very nice place. um, I'm glad
lots of OGs there still. I left for more hours elsewhere. So he didn't leave for anything bad. He just left for more hours that he was getting. So I'm assuming he's probably getting more money too.
yeah. Well, more hours. Hours equals money. So
Well, yeah, but I'm sure in order, usually they give you a higher start too.
let's see here. And I'm glad that Sarah and Tom have joined us here. Just
Oh
a quick
yeah.
thank you guys because apparently nobody else even knows that we're on. Granted, I have my settings set to friends only, I think, which I
I was
probably
gonna say you could have done it to public, but that could have
right.
gone one way or another either. Like I know my page is on public and I shared it or anything that you share to my page, nobody else can see it but me and your friends. So none of my friends see what you post on my wall. So when I reshare it and you see the second one, it's because they can't see it because you posted it on my wall and uh Yeah, you're not public.
I got you. No, I get that. So, and a lot of thing like with me with that, it, I do photography for a lot of different entities. Chambers of commerce, activity committees, different newspapers, private organizations, individuals. And in doing that, I gotta quote unquote, try to keep some level of professionalism. And if I'm out there giving my opinion, which is something I always fucking do, uh, it may not always be favorable. Personally, I don't give a shit about that, but professionally, I've gotta try to keep who I reach with what I say to a minimum. The people that I know that are on there, I know, and even a lot of them don't always agree with me, but I don't give a shit. Some people take it personally. I can completely
Well, it's your opinion. In my case, if you state your opinion and you can have respect for somebody else's opinion and still that, but then you state your opinion, they get mad. Like I'm yet again, just like you, I'm not trying to get into anything, but that's an oxymoron. Like I let you talk, and I'm not trying to get into a fight. You stated your opinion. I gave you, yes, that's your opinion, but this is my say on it, and this is, let's instead of fighting, there is no conversation anymore. It's all let's just fight it out, we'll say. And it gets even worse than that at times over things.
Right. Which, okay, I want to touch on what Tom and Sarah said, but first let me say one thing in closing with Chris here. Yeah, and now I'm guilty of this too. I've had people just come at me sideways. Like I have a community group, and I don't like the whole tough guy on the internet act. I don't like that. I literally say to people, like, I'm out there in the street every day. You see me. Like, come over and talk to me if you feel some way. I don't give a shit. What's the worst case scenario? You gonna knock me out? I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
But,
I'm still gonna. That's what America's for, baby. You can knock me the fuck out. Guess what? I'm gonna get right back up and keep talking shit. There's
right.
nothing you can do about it.
I'm not the guy that calls the cops. I don't give a shit. We can just. But anyways, digress from that. Like I said, I don't like the internet tough guy routine. I try to be respectful of people, even if I disagree with them, and not everybody can do that. But on to what Tom and Sarah was saying here. Let me scroll back a little bit. Well, that's the one thing with Tom.
Yeah. I
they
happened to catch it this morning.
They get a free beer or a
Or
percentage.
$1 if they're under 21.
Okay, so yeah, and they go through a lot of turnover as far as customers. They're turning tables pretty quick. It's a busy place.
Yeah.
Upholding standards are a good thing. A lot of restaurants don't have that. Consistency is fucking key. At least when your customer base are not, just idiots without taste buds.
Consistency is a big thing too, especially with the food. With food, you want the food to taste and look the same every single time it comes out. Your last dish should be just as good as your first dish.
Absolutely. And Sarah loves learning new things about people and seeing different points of view. Well, you're probably going to get a hell of a lot of that here. Eventually.
Oh, fuck yeah. Me and Ken are on. We're a lot the same, but we're also on total ends of the spectrum in personality-wise. It's funny. A lot of people don't see how we're friends. We don't even see how we're friends.
No, we met in middle school, and it has been a ride for the past 35 years, 30 years, out of 35. Who the hell cares?
Yeah, we have so much shit locked up in our heads that it's, It was a fun life. It's definitely, and we still have more adventures, and as you could tell, we're still doing a lot of shit together. So
I'm hoping to make something of this. This was a trial run for hardware. Obviously, seeing the.
And I would love to do this with you every once in a while too. This would be a lot of fun.
This is going to be a lot better too. Post Facebook, like once I do some editing and things are put, into just the audio file.
Start doing it public. Next time you do this, if we do it on Facebook one more time just to get the feel, do it on public to see how much we generate.
I will.
You did it this way. Let's do it one more time.
Okay. Yeah, I do want to keep doing it on Facebook. That I like this because people in real time can engage with us. The only problem is that I screwed up not realizing that when going into a call where there's two hosts or whatever it is, there's a restriction where I can't do the overlay. I had a really nice screen overlay, so you would have known that this is an audio only feed for a podcast and what it was going into and the graphics.
I get you. So it's kind of like a back screen with just us talking. I got what you're saying.
It looked really good. I mean, I put at least 4.5 minutes worth of work into that shit. And then I go to start the thing and it's like, oh, sorry, bro. Can't help you. Best I can do is this.
Yeah.
There's a candle. But
oh man.
Oh, okay, people. I'm shocked. I got to say to Chris, Tom, and Sarah, I'm shocked that, I mean, we've literally been at this for 58 minutes, which is fine by me.
It doesn't even feel like that. It's actually pretty cool.
I thought
did this before. We've done this. Me and Ken have done this a couple of times before with a couple of different topics. One of which we went for almost 2 hours and realized the audio wasn't fucking recording, but we recorded our video.
That was just me listening to this asshole for 2 hours. Man, I can't get that time back.
I got you listening to him too. There's a two-way street here, dude. And then you should have seen it too, because the video, when we watched the video, we watched like 5 minutes of it, and it was just us swinging the arm. Like we looked, yeah, it was comical.
We got something here. Tom, who is my age, says that he's been working out. Now, Tom, I got to say that I admire that because, I'm not going to get into the whole diabetes thing. Nobody gives a shit, not even me. But after I had COVID, it fucked me up. Like, I've got muscle recovery problems and whatnot. I still get out and hike and work out a little bit, but I'm a fucking shell of what I used to be. I was a beast.
See, I was lucky. It didn't affect me at all, thank God. I just got cabin fever and wanted to get the hell out of the house.
Right. Well, that's normal. But I'm saying as far as working out, back to the point, Tom working out. Now, I don't know if anybody here, Chris doesn't. I don't know about Sarah. She's local.
The only burn I feel is hot cheese from pizza in my gut. All right?
Yeah, you fat shit. Anyways.
You're fatter than me.
Let me get to the point there, Tubbs. Let me get to the point real quick. I know Tom as, and I've stood in front of Tom a few times. I don't know if Sarah knows who he is or whatever. But I'd like to see where you go with it, Tom. Are you packing on some weight when working out, or you cutting up, or what are you doing? I know you're about my height, right? But you're not fat, as opposed to me, who is fat. Mom used to call me Husky. All right, we're gonna use Husky, Chris. No, but that's good.
I've been doing dishes.
Cutting. What do you see? Sarah's doing dishes. That's a good wrist workout.
Yeah.
Been bulking up for a while. Already bulked. Now you're cutting. I got you.
All right.
Trying to get that 2026 summer bod. I can dig it. No, I'm serious. If you're going out there, if you're going to go out, you might as well go out fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I don't even have that dad bod yet, man. What the hell is going on?
That's because you've got I've got the sexy dad bod. I'm like a turkey on the beach, like finely oiled.
You gotta realize, me and Ken definitely switched roles, literally and figuratively, when it comes to our weight. When I was back in high school, I ranged anywhere from 180 to 200 pounds. Now I'm lucky if I weigh 165 to 170.
Man, you don't even weigh that, you crackhead. You probably weigh 150.
Deep fried ice cream, baby. Deep fried ice cream all the way.
Deep fried. Bulking on weight with deep fried. Okay, no, Tom, I'm not going to give any dietary advice because I'm old, fat, and diabetic. So you want to go deep fried, go deep fried. You know what I'm saying? Maybe use olive oil.
Deep fried ice cream, baby. Do it up. That's the best fucking dessert you can get.
I'm with Sarah here that I've lost muscle mass as well due to illness. I packed a little bit back on. It's a hard road going back up, but I don't worry too much because I'm 45 now. Like, I'm gonna be dead pretty soon. I don't give a fuck. I know the way says don't look at it that way. What's wrong with men? Do they all think they're dying?
One way me and him are different. I look at it as, hey, let's just finish it off fun. Life's a journey. End it on a trip. He's just like, let's sit back and wait for him to come at me and lead me to where I need to go.
Yeah. But guys, let's cover one thing. I mean, I've pretty much written down nothing as far as future topics. I've got food, and I've got an Irish cheese that I want to look up from Tom.
Yeah. Hold on. No. You the turkey on the beach.
Oh, well, yeah. You know, I go out there. I'm all like round and brown. I'm not afraid to just butterball, baby. Just glistening in the sun. I don't. Let me tell you a story. Here's a good story, and it's about the beach, and it's a quick one. The wife and I were on.
Beached like a whale.
Huh?
You were beached like a whale. They had to push you back into the ocean.
Different story, asshole. Listen, we were on vacation in Sandy Hook, New Jersey. It's a peninsula, like in New York, in Long Island's harbor. It like comes off of New Jersey, and it's beautiful. But we were there on vacation. We're sitting on the beach watching the birds and the water rolling, and something kind of like comes across the back right-hand side of me and blocks the sun. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I didn't think there was anybody else out there. And the wife looks behind me, and then she like taps me on the shoulder. So, you know, I turn slowly. Like I'm trying to be, hold on, I turn slowly like I'm trying to be inconspicuous. And I look, and then there I see him. It's this little Asian dude. You know what I mean? He must weigh like 135, 140, maybe 5'7". He's got on the tiniest fucking like red, white, and blue Speedo. And he's standing in the sun with his like arms on his hips, just looking majestically out into the water. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, what? It takes balls to wear that shit, literally and figuratively. Like, he was just out there balling it up on the beach, not a care in the world.
You were there just staring at it.
I mean, you know, I gave him props. Like, you're gonna wear that. It's not like he was trying to hide the shit. I got one myself. So, whatever. But that's my story. Sorry, that went off topic. That was the little Asian guy with the Speedo. Hats off to him. I'm sure he'll never...
I figured you'd say you sat up and it was only your gut in the way of the sun.
No. Oh, my gut wasn't in the sun, you fat shit. What do we have here? Tom is watching. Hold on. What the fuck does that mean?
Nude beach? Yeah, I'm
okay, yes. I have on that peninsula that we stayed on. I'm not going to get too into detail because there's other parties.
It was a nude beach
on the north end of Sandy Hook, New Jersey. It's like blocked off with signage quite a ways down. But if you go about a mile up the beach, it is a nude beach. So
I thought you were out there swinging your shit around.
I mean, you all can take your imagination from there. I don't recommend it if you've just eaten in the past half hour, but
yeah,
you know.
Oh my God. So yeah, in the future when we do this, guys, just come up with some stuff. And we talked about food. Throw in some fucking pictures of some experiments that you've done. Give us some ideas to keep going off on. I know one of my intriguing ones I did was sauerkraut pie. It tasted like coconut custard pie, to be honest with you. After it was done, the sauerkraut tasted like that sweetened coconut that you get out of the bag.
That's because Chris is a German. They do things like that.
Hey, I put it in a sugar cookie pie crust, dude. That shit was amazing.
All right, well, we got food as a topic there, Sugar Cookie. Now, hold on.
No, I get it. I'm just saying, everybody just come up with something or send in some stuff or experiments that you've done with food and shit, too.
If people ever want to write me with a topic or still images, I can add still, like, static images to a podcast that's audio only.
Hold on. Cheese, Speedos, turkeys, beaches, whales. Beached whales.
For me, I was confused.
With that.
I thought maybe he meant like cheese, speedies. I didn't know where we were going with this, but then I saw beached whales.
That's awesome.
Jalapeno condensed milk, beached whales, cheese. I mean,
what are we doing here? This is getting weird. This is great.
All right. Well, hey, like I said in the first thing. I don't know. It said this is gonna get weird before it gets better. That's the
Yeah,
story
we're
of my
not
life.
normal people. That's the first thing you got to realize about me and him. We're beyond another spectrum of.
Who's normal? What the fuck is no? You know these people that you think are normal? They're
Yeah,
like
well, they
you
think
see them out in public, and you're like, oh, they're so.
society
Hold on.
portrays what's normal.
You see them and you think they're successful and intelligent, and they're figures of this and that. When these people go behind closed doors like we do, they're just as weird, if not fucking weirder than we are. And that's human nature. The only difference is I don't try to hide being a fucking weirdo when I go out in
Oh
public.
no, I don't either. I embrace the shit, dude. Fuck it.
I'm a strange little dude, no matter where you see me.
See, Sarah just said I saw jalapeno condensed milk yesterday. That would go good with like cornbread or some because I could
Cornbread.
definitely see an infused there.
Well, you know, Japanese make milk bread.
Yeah,
That
a
go
good
good for that.
jalapeno bread with it. Fuck yeah.
We use the jalapeno milk. I love milk bread. Um, Tom can't even. I don't loves it. What do we have here? What are we doing with the civil asset?
I don't know.
All right,
For
well,
future,
right. I mean, are we going with topics or?
I guess. I'm thinking fudge. Is the
Yeah.
condensed milk sweetened? Well, usually all condensed milk is sweetened. Well, maybe not all of them, but the only ones that I've ever seen in cans, I usually make my own. It's not hard to make condensed milk.
I can honestly say that I don't know. I've never tried it.
Yeah,
I've
I
never.
don't. In the stores, all I ever see is sweetened condensed. Well, you know what? That's
That's
a lie. I think I've seen unsweetened condensed milk a couple of times.
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't do any
topic
baking.
suggestion. Yeah, I know what I know when it comes to baking. I'm not a baker. I love science too, but baking is precise, especially with bread. If you screw anything up, especially with pastry, uh, cream and shit, you could be in it for 55 minutes. You got 5 minutes left. If that shit breaks, there is no fixing it. You're starting that whole hour over again.
Wait a minute, Chris. Here we go. There's a topic. Oh, geez, I mean, this is going to be a real bare knuckle fight in the comment section if it ever happens. But we're talking condensed milk versus evaporated milk. The
Ooh.
aisle is going to be fucking split right down the center. Let me tell you.
Well, isn't condensed milk is it's thicker, and then evaporated milk is just the milk that you evaporate from it that's caught and put back in the thing into a cup. Like you catch the evaporation from the milk, right?
Well, I think evaporated milk is like powdered milk.
No, there's evaporated milk that's liquid. It's basically you boil the milk and then you catch the steam somehow.
What are you talking about? Like reverse osmosis milk? What the fuck is that? I mean,
No, evaporated milk. You're evaporating milk. You know, you boil milk and the steam comes up. That's evaporation. You're catching that.
I think they're just evaporating like water content from the milk, thus leaving, the milk fats and calcium and whatever else.
But that would just be condensed milk because if you put heavy cream or even
right here.
in a pot, and then say you put 2 cups in, and then you turn it on, you put your sugar in or whatever if you want it sweetened, and then you condense it down about halfway. That's condensing.
Chris, right here, if you look at the comments as we're going,
Oh.
yeah, they've established that it's a little more thicker. It is canned. So, okay. Well,
Yeah.
We can go a whole fucking. Now, normally these podcasts are going to be 30 minutes, so I'm going to have to kind of steer the conversation. This one obviously isn't. I mean, I think right now we're just freestyling pretty much. But I can use all this at some point. Then I wonder if there's other people actually viewing, because like I said, it shows one on my end.
It shows one on mine, and like I said, if somebody's on their news feed and they're going through and they catch it and they're watching it, it's not going to show you they're watching it, but they're watching it. And if somebody shares it, other people, well, no, they can't because you're not public.
Hold on, we got Sarah's checking out. All right, Sarah. Well, feel free to shoot us some topics. Thanks for joining. I'll let you know when we do another one, and it will only be 30 minutes, and it'll be on a certain topic, and hopefully we'll have people calling in then. It'll get a little more heated. This has been a little too civil, you know,
It's
to
been
be honest.
interesting.
But it'll be fun, nonetheless. It'll be good.
Oh, this was a lot of fun. A lot of jokes, a lot of screwing around. It was great.
Oh, anyway, so we got to go through a list of topics. Chris and I, we have to, I mean, this ran like an hour and 15. You know, I can see condensing down to a 30-minute podcast if it was on a topic.
Yeah.
Tom, so we're going to keep running it here for a minute because Tom just shared to see what happens.
Nice.
Now, Tom, I don't know if I can change the privacy setting well, we're already in the middle of this. Well, let me try. I'm going to push buttons, so I will apologize ahead of time. Audience. Increase engagement by inviting members to your audience broadcast. How's that going to help? Unless that means, like, Chris, everybody that's your friend can also see it because it's live.
An invite basically is just inviting them in there, and they'll get a notification and a little thing, and if they want, they push view, and then their screen will pop up straight to the live feed. But like I said, again, if you're not public, there's only a couple of people, I think, only your friends are going to be able to see it. So if I have friends that are mutual with you, they'll be able to see it on mine as well as on yours.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
gives me.
topic, pagan holidays. I could get down with that.
Well, is that something that? Oh yeah,
That's
Tom.
Tom.
I've got I can run through that. I mean, being a pagan of 20 some years myself, that definitely. Now Tom shared on. So yeah, the pagan thing we can. Oh God, you know what that means though.
Yeah, I know, but it still would be a lot of fun.
Like I said, I'm people that are not usually of certain denominations don't care what other people are and they don't push their religion. No,
Well, yeah, but we're not pushing it. It's just the topic talking about certain things.
That you're not letting me finish. That's not us. We're not pushing it. But I'm saying those that do are going to come on and try to tell us that their way is the only way to enlightenment.
Yeah.
Which now, if that happens in this, obviously, you know, I'll humor for a while.
I would just ignore it, but you do what you want.
And eventually, I'll remove certain people. Now, aliens. Tom, don't get me started. Chris is going to laugh, but I've got my own childhood story along the topic.
Like 2 or 3 of them, and he has a book written too.
Yes,
don't let him fool you.
Yes, I wrote a book, but we're not. Okay, aliens. Yes, as long as we're talking extraterrestrial, which I think you are. If we're talking about the immigration topic, which you're probably
I like
not.
theology too, but continue, Ken. I want to hear this.
As long as, you know, and I'm saying the immigration topic, that's a whole nother one. I mean, we can sit here and argue what I learned in 2 law classes in community college, but I wouldn't take my advice. Disclaimer, I did not pass the bar exam. So.
Yeah, I went to culinary school in Delhi, so, and I did my 2 years, so that's all.
I remember. Oh, UAPs. Okay, yes. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. So, yeah. We're talking about aliens from outer space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say on that topic.
Your story. I want to hear what you have to say to them about this.
Okay. Well, since Tom's the only one listening, and other people may see this eventually, I don't know who the fuck's going to make it into an hour of listening to you and I ramble, but somebody might be bored.
Dude, do you see what they post on TikTok and everything that everybody sits there and watches and zones out on?
Well,
we won't be worse.
Not necessarily from outer space. Okay, I will get into my thing briefly as Chris requested, but first let me ask Tom, what do you mean not necessarily from outer space? Like, are you talking like
I think I
Oh,
think
go
what
ahead.
he's talking about, if you look at some of the,
Oh, here we go.
I know, I'm
Here we
in
go.
like, in like the polls and stuff like that, there's theories that the aliens actually are already here. They're coming up from out of the ocean and they're actually going up into the space.
So yeah, they're interdimensional. They live in the Mariana Trench. They're in the center of
Yeah,
the earth with the reptilian people. Are
yeah.
we talking that kind of stuff?
That's how I would. We don't even know 90% of Earth. So yeah, I think that's what
Oh,
we're. No, it's not.
well,
Well, 90% of Earth. It's more or less the ocean. We know more about space than we do our own. Like you said, the Mariana Trench. A paper bag or a plastic bag got down further than we ever did before us. What does that tell you? That our trash is reaching depths that we can't even reach yet.
right.
That's a
I get
whole
now.
other topic.
Let me just touch on the statistic. And Tom, I don't know if we don't know 90%. I mean, granted, the ocean being upper 70s, lower 80s% of the mass or
It's like
the
95% of the ocean we still haven't fucking.
right, which I understand. Like, other than the ocean at surface value, like we don't necessarily know what's beneath it. Chances are it's probably fish and garbage. Um, with that said, who knows? I believe
Megalon.
anything at this point could be possible. That we could do that. That might be an hour-long podcast because it's going to get crazy. That's going to get crazy. But Chris, did you want me to touch on my thing before we?
Yeah, yeah. Because this is
Okay,
great. I love it.
people might hear it. Tom, you're here, so you get to hear it, I guess. This is just a little overview, if you will. Yeah, I wrote like a little book that I only edited and I only self-published. But the point is, I don't even want to say it, Chris, because I'm gonna
I
laugh
do
and
it.
you're gonna laugh. You're gonna make me mad, bro. I know you're
I
gonna laugh.
don't,
You're gonna.
I don't have a gun to your head. I would think it'd be great.
Uh, I
Bottom
hate
line
you.
is the kid was abducted. I think he was probed, if you know what I mean.
No, you put that shit probed. I might have been probed in college, but I'm talking about I was like 10 when this happened. This is rough.
Doesn't stop them from probing you. They don't go by our laws. They're from outer space or interdimensional.
I have a vivid memory when I was roughly 10 years old of a quote unquote encounter. Now it's not just that. There's also another memory which I feel is an implanted memory that I think was put there to cover up the real memory, and that is um, given validity because I've looked into that other memory and can't seem to find any trace of the people that were actually in it to have really existed. And I know everybody from like elementary and middle school. I know like dozens of people that I knew for 30, 40 years. So I've talked to everyone. Anyways, that's a long fucking story. Yeah, it sounds kind of crazy. Yes, I had a vivid imagination as a kid, but yeah, I kind of believe it to be true. People have suggested hypnosis. I personally think that shit is stupid. Sorry, it might be real, but I really don't see where somebody's swinging their necklace in front of me.
Well,
It's gonna
they say you got to have a weak mind, and they test you different
well,
ways to see if you have the right
I am
mind frame, if you will, to be able
okay.
to be hypnotized.
I am not, as you would put it, Chris, the sharpest peanut in the turd or whatever.
Yeah.
But but being headstrong, I am. I am not easy. I don't care if 100 people in a room say something is blue. If it's fucking green, I'm saying it's green.
Green, yeah.
I don't fall for that shit.
Well, they
Uh,
always say don't trust a man with a bunch of yes men. That's not how it works. I want to know
hold
the
on,
fucking truth.
hold on a minute. On that note, Donald Trump, Donald Trump had to clear my throat. Excuse me.
My
Uh,
sister thinks he was abducted by an UAP when a child.
okay, Tom. Well, oh Jesus Christ! I guess we're going there. We're an hour in and we're going there. I'm jumping on the ship right now. Fuck you, Chris. Here we go. Um, Tom, yeah, then I don't know. I would personally love to hear your sister's story or talk to her or when we do that show, I would love to have her on, like, as an audio guest. And, yep, next time, as you said. And her and I can both tell our stories. I'll promote this shit. Of course, I don't know how open she is about any of this, but let her know that, obviously it's going out to Facebook and it's going to hit 2 other platforms as well. So, yeah, I get the maybe. Now, oh, Jesus, I mean, we've already said that she's your sister and has that. But I gotcha. I mean, I can exclude things. If she wants to come on under a different name or whatever, just give the story for you to read or something. And we'll figure all that out. I mean, you and I talk outside of this. So, but I would love to hear that because I don't think she's crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I mean, I think here's the thing that's weird. Like, I think the whole thing is fucking crazy. Like, this is fucking crazy. But at the same time, I don't think I'm crazy. So, but yeah, let me know about her. Let me know about Tom says he meant that maybe she'd want to.
That would be cool.
So yeah, definitely let us know on that. That's all up to her. I mean, it'd be a cool outlet, and this is going into podcast form. This is just test audio, which is good because half the shit did not work the way I thought it was going to.
Well, a lot of things are going a lot better than we thought too. I mean, we started talking. We didn't even know what we were going to talk about when we first got on. Like, we had nothing, absolutely nothing.
I have a lot to do on my end, though. I have to see if the audio quality comes through. Well, it looks like Forrest jumped in here. What's up, Forrest? You're probably not going to stick around, but let me just give you the gist real quick. It was originally had a screen overlay, and it was audio recording for a podcast that my friend Chris and I were going to do, and it's going to be uploaded to YouTube and Spotify. So, but everything is, it's been a touch and go kind of thing. I couldn't do the overlay on the screen and do audio only because it won't allow that when you have a guest host or anything or a video call. So there's a backdrop, an improv backdrop for you. It's some shit that I got on the table right now because my office space has got photography stuff like stacked a foot tall. Yeah, that's the long short. But yeah, it's podcast audio, pretty much a test run, and Facebook's the guinea pig. That sound about right, Chris?
Yep.
I mean, we've had ideas.
We've tried certain things like this before, and it just never really, we'll just say it never really worked out. I mean, it was fun, but we'll see what happens here. I mean, we got this, all this started a lot better than the first couple of times that I'm sure he had a couple of rough starts trying to set shit up, but I mean, this has worked out better than the first 2 times we tried. Like I said, if you remember, the audio cut out the second time we tried doing it. The first one, we didn't even get very many views.
Well, I'm not even concerned about any of that. Facebook,
No.
And I hope Mark Zuckerberg's listening. Facebook's shit anyways. It's going to be transferred in just audio format to YouTube anyways, and to Spotify.
Hopefully Spotify after that.
Right, and they're going to be 30-minute episodes with topics. This obviously is not 30 minutes, and there is no topic. We didn't even start off with
intro. It's the introduction to the show, I guess you could call it, if you will.
Yeah, it's kind of like a test run. No, we've just been chatting about. You can scroll back through the comments and shit. It's been myself, Chris, who is the guest host, and then Tom and Sarah. Tom is still here, I believe. Sarah was here for over an hour.
Yeah, her and Tom, I think, both were here for almost the majority of it.
And we don't really know how many people have actually viewed this, because unlike Tom and Forrest said watching, there were people that have commented that did not say watching. My screen view, the number has been 1 from the very fucking
beginning. Yeah, and I don't see any other comments besides Tom and Sarah.
Wendy was on once. She popped on. Wendy is the editor of the local paper. I do some photography for her.
Maybe I saw her. Is she up a ways?
Well, she's not
Or
in
she
town
didn't say
currently.
anything. She just popped on.
Oh, in the comment. Yeah, she was up quite a ways in the.
Oh, okay.
Other people may have popped on as well, and it just hasn't shown, or they have not said anything, or.
We just missed it.
This is pretty much a good test run because I have audio tethered, and we're going to see if I can reformat and upload to other platforms. Okay, well, have to chime in as well with my sister because also witnessed something else as well with other family members. Yeah, hey,
See, when you get a group of people seeing the same thing in different ways, especially if they're not family members and they're describing the same ways, you gotta there's definitely truth to it. Something was seen or something happened.
I don't know if it matters if they're family or not. Like, I don't know if that would change the dynamic of.
Well, no,
holy
but if
shit,
they're
what
not
the fuck
living in
is
the
that
same
in the
house,
sky?
like say you got one person in one house on the other on one side of town, they catch it, and then another
Okay.
person who doesn't know them catches the same thing on the other side of town, but in a different angle. There's
Right.
definitely you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. It's
I mean, whether
separate.
it's family or not, but it makes it more credible if it's two strangers that got it at the same time. But yes, regardless of whether they're family, I agree with you. They all saw something.
Oh, wait a minute. This is interesting. Tom chimes in with "In the
In
Sky"
the
at Greenwood
sky
Park.
at Greenwood Park. Ooh, that's
Okay,
close by too.
I've done some hiking at Greenwood. Now, I will say that this was before I got into photography and became a quote unquote. Well, no, I don't even have to say quote unquote. My paychecks say photographer. I'm a photographer. So before I got into that, I mean, I used to go there and just like sky gazing, had my fucking telescope, cameras. I wasn't a photographer then. I pretty much just knew that I pushed the button and it took a picture. But I've seen some crazy shit up there. You know what it was? Probably wasn't anything to the degree that you have seen. I'm not sure, but yeah, I would love to hear about that. This is definitely gonna be a whole topic, Chris. We're gonna have to. That might be our initial topic on the first, like, official podcast, and it'll be an hour long because it's the first one. I don't even know how long you can upload these things. Like, is there a 30-minute limit? Is there an hour limit? You know, is it? I don't know how
Well,
YouTube.
YouTube, I don't think there's any limit because I've seen videos go up to 3 hours long. So
John and I, now if you guys don't know John, he's my large, angry redneck son. Him and I we had a YouTube channel set up called White Trash Treasure Hunters. Now we haven't loaded anything to it yet, but we got all the stuff for like magnet fishing and what are those fucking
magnet
things?
fishing, I got a metal detector. I've always wanted to magnet fish.
That's what we have that too, metal detectors and magnet fishing gear. We were going to do all that and record and upload videos throughout the spring and all that. So this will be good. That's off subject, but this will be good learning process for me to see, you know, how do I format these things, because they got to be in MP4 format, and then you have to lay them over a static image. You have to use software like Canva or something that's the equivalent. There's YouTube.
Tom just said everyone loves alien stories, which they do, and that's another idea that I got for each episode that we have. All right, say we get a topic, we figure it out beforehand, and then your background that you do, you know, the still background, is related to the topic that we're doing that week.
A portion of that still that I'm going to have is going to be like an image or imagery of what the topic is. Plus, it'll say the topic. But yes, there will be, you know, it'll all be the same except over where it says Caveman Chronicles in the topic, there might be like a animated UFO in the background or some crazy silly shit just to draw attention. But yes, yeah, I see what you're saying there. But yeah, everyone does love an alien story, Tom. I think everyone would. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I
Even
don't
if
think it's just. I mean, aliens is a big thing, honestly, but I think Sorry, guys. I think it's a lot of different ones, like cryptozoology, like seeing different creatures in the woods. Now, if you think like Bigfoot, yeah, you got all that, the big ones. But you got to realize I like talking about them too because the light in your eyes, they play tricks on you too, especially if you're in the woods, in the forest alone. Like, I mean, I'm not saying a lot of these videos are fake or unreal, but they're definitely unexplained. But the mind and the body does play a lot of tricks when put in certain situations also.
Oh, yeah. I know that all too. You and I love fucking around in the woods at night,
It wasn't
figuratively.
just the woods. We loved, don't front, we loved graveyards too. We really did. It was me, Travis, and you, and then Opie. Opie was he was the scaredy cat of the group. He never
Honest,
really wanted to do any of that. We kind of made him.
let me touch on something here. We've got yep, there's unexplained phenomena. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if we need to really condense the first topic, but there's UAPs, there's aliens, there's so much shit. Like, we could either go, I don't know, rock out with the crock pot out and just cover everything, or stay on a focused topic. Like, we'll have time to figure that out. I want to try to do these I'd like to get the actual first episode out there. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this length of audio and everything that we're doing here, but this is a good test run, and I'd like to get an actual episode out there, and to do so, we'll come up with a first topic, stick with it for that, and I'll go through all the formatting and uploading and try to add, once everything's already put in, then I can add in stupid shit, sound effects, other images that pop up, whatever. And whatever I can't figure out. My son knows a little bit more about the internet, even though he's a lot more mechanical too, just like I am. He's probably out in the yard at his mother's right now, ripping apart a four-wheeler engine or some shit.
Or a tractor.
Driving a pickup through the hills. I don't know, whatever he's doing.
Drinking a Monster.
Yeah, he's drinking a White Monster, blasting country and flying through the hills in his pickup truck. But still, he's a little more knowledgeable at that social media in that respect. Maybe not anymore. When he was younger, he was into it a lot. But I got off subject. See, that's another thing with having people calling in a subject. When I get going on shit, I ramble. Like, my mind works 10 times faster than my mouth. So it's going.
You and me both, dude. You and me both.
I think it's part of my, and this might be funny for some people, but I think it's literally part of my ADHD, which I do have. It's odd because it's as much of a gift at focusing on some things as it is an extreme detriment at staying focused and accomplishing other things. But
he's not crazy about that either. There'll be times where I'll sit there and I would just move something a little bit and it'll be right out of proportion and he'd have to go up and fucking correct it.
That might be
a touch of me.
That might be a touch of my cousin used to have a saying when I was growing up. It was no, this was my bachelor pad. Used to live down the street from a bar in college. It was really nice, south side of Binghamton. But the joke was,
I remember that one.
The joke was, let's go over to Cousin Kenny's house and not touch anything.
Yeah.
Because I kept shit fresh. You know what I mean? Everything.
You walked into his apartment. There was literally nothing there but a TV. I mean, there was even nothing on the walls. Like, when he says he's a minimalist, like, he definitely, even back then, like, he literally had, like, nothing on the walls. He had, like, a couch to sit on, maybe enough for one or two other people, and a TV. He had enough plates for himself, enough food for himself. Whoever else he was living with.
Well, I wasn't living with anybody. I had, how do I put this? I mean,
I thought you had, maybe that wasn't, okay.
I did a lot of entertaining. I did a lot of entertaining. Hold on, Chris. I did a lot of entertaining because it was a college bachelor pad. But no, I mean, it's not like it is now where I'm married, so my wife has just a ton of shit that I don't fucking see the need for. But and that's a topic too, like minimalism. Let's look at it like there's so much shit that I love. Like I love art and history and like
Well,
paintings and
if you do all that, you're definitely gonna get some people coming in with hoarding too. So that you're gonna have to consider that in with hoarding.
that could be part of it. Like right now, I have some nice expensive frame posters and photography. I have a painting that might be an authentic ʀᴏᴏ worth almost $1,000, but I can't verify that it's the actual People probably don't even know who that artist is, but anyways, that's a whole nother topic. But
Well, you can go get it appraised. You can go get. There's people that do that.
I've tried. I can't find anybody that can say with certainty because this is a water painting. It's watercolor, and she mainly did oil-based painting, like almost exclusively, except her name is on this. It's a picture of like Ithaca Gorge, which is where she lived. Now that we're talking like 100 years ago or something, and I've tried to reach out to next of kin, going through obituary records and reaching out to colleges for other artists of that name. And
yeah, but they take the name or the handwriting,
no,
the signature and match it to another one of her signatures on an actual painting of hers?
no. It's this is in watercolor, and they don't necessarily sign their signature. It was just brush stroked. And
Okay.
if you got a brush stroke water, signature or whatever, it's going to be. I'll hold on one sec, Tom. I'll go right into that. It's her others are oil. Now I didn't get it from an auction. I got it from. Now this was a little thrift store. It was a hole in the wall up in Newark Valley. But this was, John is what now, 16? This had to be 10, 13 years ago I purchased this painting. They didn't remember they don't know where it came from. They had no information on it. They were selling it cheap. It had an old, like, gold painted chipped frame, which I did take the frame off. I put a new border in a brand new oak frame and a new border because that was pretty shitty, but the painting itself is untouched. White gloves, put it back in the back, covered it. So not from auction. No, there's no information on it. No information from the time I got it to anybody I've reached out to until now. So there may never be, but it's a cool painting. I'll keep looking. Maybe the aliens will know. You know what I mean? For real, like, we'll get
All right. Oh.
But guys, we have officially hit the sold 2 months ago at auction and a week ago. Well, yeah, maybe, Tom, but it's not the same painting. Like this isn't a print of a painting. This is like a one-of-a-kind painting. It's the actual painting. It's watercolor on canvas. It's not a reprint. Unless you're just talking about a painting in general. But or you mean an ʀᴏᴏ painting. If you're talking about one of hers, yeah, they vary in value, but she was a pretty well-known, yeah, ʀᴏᴏ. We'll get more into that, but you want to cut this off, Chris? You got to go probably.
Well, I'm like I said, Zane's in the other room just watching Blaze, and as you can tell, it's been quiet. So, but yeah, I think we should cut it just because I don't think anybody's really going to make it this long into it anyway.
No, but this was a good test run, and I mean,
yeah.
Thanks
you're very welcome. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Like I said, we're the same, but we're different, and somehow we connect and we make it work, and we're funny as hell. So a lot of people don't know how we're friends, but we don't even know how it works. But we've been friends for over 30, 35 years.
Yeah, it's been a little while. We can set this up for any time. I mean, we can do the real show. It doesn't even matter to me if I did it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, like I said, all you got to do is text me, let me know, and I'll get it set up, and I'll have time to be able to do it.
Right, because I'm January, February, March. I'm pretty open, even though I'm out there, doing delivery and shit to make money. But I'm not doing a lot of photography jobs for anybody. But
Yeah, I'm usually home or at work, so.
As soon as April hits, it all starts to flood in, and then I try to get in about 12 months worth of work in 9. So, but yeah, we will cut this off. Thanks everyone for Tom, Sarah. I know they said Forrest and Wendy popped in at some point. I don't know who else. Chris, for all I know.
Whoever was watching or listening, and thank you. Like I said, it was a test run, and definitely was a lot of fun. A lot of laughs.
Sorry about the stupid background. Like, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I just got some.
Like I said, I'm not seeing nothing, so.
I've got, some crap set up on the table. But next time, I'm going to figure that out as well. I mean, I guess I could just record me talking, but if I do that, I probably have to make myself presentable. And if I'm not going anywhere,
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to. I'm not feeling that. You know what I mean? I'm not feeling that right now. That's just. We'll see. But Chris, I'm going to talk to you. Tom, shoot me a message or whatever. Talk to your sister. I would love to hear more, even if she just, wants to give you a little fucking rundown, and you can relay it to me, and we'll never even put the name in there, because this video is the only thing that's going to have it in it, and like nothing else will be. And I've got an hour and 45 minutes of audio that, who knows. I'm going to publish this thing on Facebook, though. People want to go back and listen to us ramble. All right, I'm done. Chris, anything else you want to say before I hit the finish button?
No, just hit it. You're good. Everybody's starting to walk in now, and then I got to get ready for the other kids to come home from school, so we'll do it again tomorrow if you want, or just throw me a text whenever. I'm sure we'll talk after this anyway.
Just for a note here, Chris has a lot of kids. He has an overactive male appendage. So
what? Okay, well, let's get this straight here. One is adopted, and I got twins. Okay.
I don't know, Chris. I don't know. That's a topic for another time.
Yeah, we're not getting into that, like your beach whale thing.
But all right, guys. Thank you. I look forward to hearing from everyone. Chris, you can go fuck yourself. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, you enjoyed that too. All right. Make sure you use a razor blade or a barbed wire covered bat when you do it. It's fun.
My audio is breaking up, Chris.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Cheerio. Thanks, everyone.
Yes. Thank you. Peace.